Oh no! Wait. For sure, for Shizi came up after, but we skipped a chapter though.
Well, let's go back. It's okay. We can jump from place to place.
That shit rhymes too. Came after, but we skipped a chapter.
Okay.
Check this out. So before I got married, right? I was driving to my place. It was Mother's Day, right? I was driving. I was with this boy of mine. It's called Tablaze. It's called Tabir, and we went to Yaya Center. I went to the bank. I got cash, and then I bought my mom like vases, flower vases. You know, very nice flower vases, because my mother, you know, she had it all. So you can't really try and compete, you know. So buy her something simple, but you know, quality. So I bought
And thought, and a lot of thought into it.
Yeah. So I bought her these flower vases. Then I went back with my boys to the crib, to my crib. My crib and my mom's crib wasn't far away from each other. So we start chilling, you know, like drinks are rolling and whatnot. And then I told my boys, I'm like, yo, I have to drop these flower vases to my mom's, you know. I have some gifts for her for Mother's Day. So they tell me, okay, cool. You want us to come with you? I'm like, no. Let me just go have a mother and son moment. I'll be right back. So when I was chomoking, this brother of mine, Tablaze, he chose to roll with me. He's like, no, I'm not going to let you go alone, you know. I told him, cool. Then he tells me, are you strapped? You know, this is when we're downstairs. So I'm like, no, I'm not strapped, you know. But it's all good. It's just a stone throw away. So we go. I met my mom. I was like, Mama, shikamo. She like, maraba, everything. And then I told the old lady, I'm like, Happy Mother's Day. Easy up on zawadi zako, you know. Shika. And my mom, you know, like, she loves me to death, bro. You know, like, my mom, she loves me, bro. So she like, oh, Baba, Asante, you know, this and that. I said, it's cool, you know, but keep in mind I left the boys in the house, right? I only went with Tablaze. So I told her, okay, Mama, no problem. You know, all I wanted to do was to just pass this over to you, and then I'm going to go back home. She's like, thank you so much, Baba. God bless you, you know. So I take a step, because she has a glass sliding door. I take a step outside. And when I took 2 steps now towards the parking, my mom calls me. She's like, Baba, you know. So to be totally honest, in my heart, I was like, toughish mother, you know, like mother's nini tena, you know. Because I really wanted to go catch up with the
boys, yes.
So she called me, and you know, I have to, yani,
Respect.
Yeah. So I went. I was like, yes, mommy. She's like, tumesahau kuomba. Truth be told, in my heart, I was like, here we go again. You want me to be honest, right?
Yeah, I want to be honest.
Here we go again. So she's like, Mungu mbariki mwanangu, mbariki, mzidishie, mlinde, you know, popote napokwenda saizi, kama nenda nyumbani kwake, kuwa dereva wa gari yake, kama hana mtu na yeye, kuwa bodyguard wake. Mungu mlinde mwanangu, you know, those prayers for ladies. It meant no sense to me at that time. But my brother, when I left her house and I went 5 minutes after that, I got jacked. And I got shot in the head.
Shot?
Yeah. You see? So when I took things like those for granted, because these guys I was driving, Tablaze was driving, right? Tablaze was driving. So we saw this car coming, you know. And then we went to the side, like, to let it pass, you know. But this car gongered us in the back. So when it gongered us in the back, I came out, bro, fuming. Because I'm like, yo, is it that you didn't see us? Or, you know, kumbe, that was their strategy.
That was their plan, yeah.
So they hit us in the back. I came out. The driver pulled out, and the driver said, he was very, you know, he coordinated with us, you know. Like, sisi ndo tuko na makosa, pole sana. Kumbe, they were thugs, bro. You know? So kidogo, these jamas came out with straps and put us in the back of this Pajero that we were driving.
Yo.
So there were 4 of them. One was here, me and Tabir were here, and there's 2 there. So the ringleader was the one driving, you see. So I had a Rolex. Esther, if you remember, I had a golden Rolex.
I remember.
I had this phone called a Virtue. You know, like, man, I'd set myself proper. You know, I love the finer things in life since way back then. And here I was about to get married, so I just wanted my life to be, you know.
Straight, yeah.
I wanted my father-in-law to be proud of me and see, he rocks a Rolex, he's got the Virtue. Okay, well, let me carry the 0. You understand?
I get it.
So we got jacked, you know, and we chomoked from that Likoni lane and started going towards town. So these guys, at that time, they've roughed me up, you know. They're beating me with a gun butt, you know. Pa, pa, pa. So when they hit Tablaze, because Tablaze, I considered him as my younger brother, I was shielding him. So all those hits were reaching out to me. Pa, 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 pa. I'm like, hey, you know, this is my younger brother. Don't do anything to him. This is my younger brother. You know, he actually raps, and you can reach out to him and get a story from him. And then that time is when I was doing Cobra Squad. Remember Cobra Squad?
Yep.
So this guy told me, Prezzo. Now, the monkey that was seated in the front passenger seat, he's like, Prezzo, unafikiri hizi ni zile za Cobra Squad. So me, I'm trying to talk to them. I already removed my jewelry. I told them that jewelry is worth 3 million, you know, like, hold me accountable. But it's true. That phone is worth $5,000. This I give them the price, you know, because I'm trying to work myself out of it. This guy just turned around and he blasted me. Pow. I don't know if you can see it.
What?
He blasted me here. But luckily, God wasn't done with me yet. Because you see, there's no way you can miss a shot at that close range. But when he took the gun and fired, there's that kick. So that kick cut my skin, you know, so my skin was open, you know. And then when they shot me, the ringleader knew that they messed up. So the ringleader was like, kwa nini umefanya hivyo? Kwa nini umefanya hivyo? So me, I have blood trickling down my eye. There's no uncomfortable feeling like that, because blood, when it gets to the eye, it clots because of the breeze and all that. So blinking was an issue. But I never gave up hope. I was always talking to God. I'm like, Lord, please, not today. Please, I still have so much more. You know, I still have to see my daughter. I still have to see my mom, my siblings, you know, not today. And you know, whenever you call on God, yeah, He can never let you drown, you know. When you go, please excuse me, okay? When you go and kneel down to God to pray, right? When you go to kneel down to God to pray, He stands up. So you're kneeling down, He stands up. when he stands up, you know, that's a clear sign that you're knelt down, he's standing up. That means nobody or nothing can touch you because he's standing over you, you see. And that's just God, you know. So
what happens?
So I was bleeding, and this guy knew that they messed up, you know, the ringleader. So he told me, Prezzo, unaona ile taa pale? There was a floodlight somewhere far, like maybe 400 meters away. Like, unaona ile taa pale? Tutaacha gari yako hapo na usijaribu kutufata. Ukijaribu kutufata, utajua ujui. Me, I'm like, nitawafata nyinyi ya nini? Me, I want to go to hospital. You know, you're all done. And in my mind, you know, I thought that bullet was in my head. I didn't know Kumbe it had gone. Kumbe it choppered like this and went up the roof. Even when we saw the car the next day, there was a hole, you know. So I went. They dropped me from the car. Tablaze was with me, you know. Tablaze removed his t-shirt and then he wrapped it around my head, you see, so that I can stop the bleeding. Then we walked to that floodlight. Kumbe was a gas station, and they dropped us in Buru. So when I got there, you know, like, I'm losing blood, you know. Tablaze is there telling me, hang in there, you know. And this guy who was Pima Mafuta, he came to us. First, he didn't know what's going on. So when he saw me, he goes like, CMB! Bro, I am dripping in blood. You know, my head is opened up, you know. CMB! I told the guy, brother, nitafutie taxi. Tafadhali, nitafutie taxi saizi. He's like, man, wacha nikuchukulie. He went, you know, he got a taxi. The taxi came, took me, so that, you know, yani, there's some solidarity in things. This taxi driver didn't ask me for a cent because he saw my situation. So he just dropped me. I told him, drop me at Nairobi Hospital. He dropped me there. He didn't ask for anything, nothing. He just said, get well soon, you know, you're in my prayers. And the guy squalid. So I went into I called my ex-wife at that time. I told her, hey, if it ain't one thing, it's another. She's like, what's the problem now this time? I'm like, I just got shot, yeah. And she advised me, she's like, don't tell mama. Because mama, you know, if we tell mama, Ngechu mpigwa risasi, how is it going to look? See? So, Tablaze was there. You know, I appreciate it till today. This doctors teach me, and I felt like he was being hard on me because I could feel him stitching me from here, going upwards. And then I felt him stitching me from upwards, going downwards. So, with my humor, I told the guy, I'm like, Daktari, isi kiatu unashona, you know? Like, take a chill pill, you know? The guy didn't even smile. You know, me, I was trying to crack a joke.
Yeah.
Kumbe, he knew what he was doing. So now when you look at that scar, it's like, when you look at the stitches, it's like a scar. But it's not like those stitches that are like this, you know. And he knew who I was, and that's why he operated me like that. He stitched me like that. Later on, he came and told my mom that, you know, nilijua ni nani. Sikutaka kumshona tu hivi hivi. Yeah. So I said, I'm not going to go sleep in my house. Because I felt like it was a setup. So we went and slept somewhere else.
Yeah.
An undisclosed place. And then my mom was called and she was asked to come to where I was, not knowing that she's going to meet me. But then she came and saw me. I had gunpowder all over my face, you know, and being yellow, mellow doesn't help the situation either. So, But I thank God through it all, you know, like I survived though.
Okay, hey, Prezzo, you've got, you know, one of the things that I've been saying as I do the playoffs is like you don't really know people until you take time to get to know people.
It's true.
So people can think they know you, they can judge you from what they can think they've spent time with you, but you don't really know people until you take time to get to know people.
It's true.
So did that change you? I mean, you were inches away from death.
Yes.
You're centimeters, let me use Kenyan lingo.
Yes.
You're centimeters away from just being another, he was a rapper, R.I.P. Did that change you?
It didn't change me, but it frightened me though. It scared me. Like every time I closed my eyes, I could hear that gunshot, you know. Every time I closed my eyes, I could hear that gunshot. It didn't change me, but it frightened me like crazy, you know. But then, you know, like my mom's prayers are what saved me that night. Because you remember what I told you?
Yeah.
I gave her her presents. I was leaving. Then she said, hey, Baba, come. And I thought to myself, I'm like, mother.
Come on, man.
Kumbe, because there's no other way you can describe that.
And there's also nothing like coincidence, as you said.
There's no such thing as coincidence. So for her to pray for me and say, Mungu kuwa bodyguard wake, that's exactly what Mungu did. She listened to her daughter's prayers, you see. Let me tell you, Richard, you know, sometimes people speak for the sake of speaking. But sometimes people speak because they have something to say, you see. Now me, I want this to be an example to anybody, including you, to anybody that don't ever take things for granted, you know. Don't ever take things for granted. And, you know, this is not like any other movement because we were supposed to do this before.
Yep.
But then it didn't happen at that time because God hadn't said that's the time.
Okay, let me tell you something to shock you.
Yes.
So I called you and I asked you, Prezzo, let's shoot this video. And you were like, cool, bro. Because I was coming back to do the Playhouse after a while, maybe taking like 6 months off.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool, but I'm like, me and Prezzo go way back. For sure he'll do this thing. And they just felt like, let me call you. And I'd met you and taken your number. And I knew that day when I take your number, when the time was right, I'd call you. So the day I was supposed to shoot, you didn't answer. So I was like, no problem. I don't force. I never force things. But then the day before I called you again, it's just like I felt God just put such a heavy impression, call Prezzo, call Prezzo, call Prezzo. So I was like, God, but you told me to chill. He's like, yeah, I didn't say don't shoot Prezzo. I said, just chill. Call him now. So I said, no problem. But give me a sign to prove that you want me to call him. Bro, no sooner did I say that, my DM just got filled with people telling me, you need to interview Prezzo, you need to interview Prezzo, you need to interview Prezzo.
Yes.
So I was like, come on. So that's when I called you. And I said, if I call you, he has to agree to tomorrow. And as soon as I called you, said, no problem, bro, let's do this tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Then I was like, okay, that's 2 signs, but I need the third one. And the third one was, as soon as we're doing the Nonini one, the timeline just got filled with everybody saying, Prez. That's why I asked you, boss, did you call your goons on to start making them say? So I do believe there's nothing like coincidence, but I also believe there's something like a God timing.
Yes. Me and you both. Me and you both.
So this is crazy, just hearing these stories. They're not even, I would have never asked you this because they're not even anywhere on my radar.
Actually, to be honest with you, I was saving this for my biography. But seeing as you...
I'm letting you're writing it now.
Seeing as you know, God works in mysterious ways, you understand? Angalia, si ati leo nikuwa sina kitu ya kufanya, Esther.
I know.
Lakini mazee, yesterday when you reminded me, I had to cancel everything that I was doing today because I gave you my word before. So these guys now have to deal with their sorrows. But I'm not going to let my brothers down. You understand?
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Prezzo, let me say, I'm glad people are seeing this side of you. You get what I mean? And I know some of them they're confused. They think they know you, but you'd never really know somebody until you take time.
It's true.
To get to know somebody.
It's true. Thanks for the platform. my humble request is let me take a short commercial break.
No problem, man. Are you taking a swag break?
No.
Okay, let's take a break, man. We'll be back.
So.